Fighting for his right to free speech and property rights filed an injunction against the city. Norfolk is trying to take his property via eminent domain. He hung this banner in protest, and now the city says he has to take it down. Well, 10 on your side, Stephanie Harris went to the city for some answers.
Yeah, Alvita, Bob Wilson says if the city is allowed to do this to him, they can do it to anyone. So he is fighting, he says, not just for his business, but for his right and your right to free speech.
It's a sign of desperation. Perhaps Bob Wilson's only hope of saving the business that's been in his family 78 years.
We bill ourselves as being experts in navigation, communications, and weapon control systems.
The U.S. Navy is their biggest client, but the city of Norfolk wants to take their property. It's near Old Dominion University and part of the Hampton Boulevard redevelopment plan. Wilson's been fighting it for 2 years and put up this sign to gain support and warn the public.
Today's Central Radio, tomorrow maybe you.
2 days after the sign went up, the city came down with a citation ordering him to remove it.
The city says the sign can only be 60 square feet. That's about this big. But the owner says no one will be able to read it then.
And what about all of these oversized signs in Norfolk? Ask Wilson's attorneys.
Why is the city worried about this sign but not those signs? So draw your own inferences.
10 on your side did better than that. We went to the city planner and asked directly.
Why is that okay?
Because we have no regulatory authority over state or federal property.
That explains this sign at ODU, but what about these? Frank Duke explained they're in different zoning areas where larger signs are allowed. He insists this is not about squashing free speech, it's about being fair and safe.
If you said that every building in this city could have signs that large, you wouldn't be able to see anything.
But Wilson's attorneys argue this sign is different. They compare it to this mural in St. Louis, a similar case they recently took on and won.
The 8th Circuit Court of Appeals, federal court, said the First Amendment gives them a right to have this sign on their property, and you can't take it down.
The Supreme Court refuses to hear that case, so the sign stays, and Wilson's confident his will too.
The banner stays up. It's my right under the First Amendment of the Constitution to protest, and it's also my duty to protest against my government when I think they're wrong.
Now, the city citation says that sign must come down by Saturday. If not, Wilson could face fines of up to $1,000 a day. He hopes to get a federal court injunction before then. Stephanie Harris, 10 on your side.